He hadn't figured that Jana Waters would be the instrument behind his return to his seedier past, but life was full of surprises, wasn't it? He glanced at his watch and then back at the lake. The night was dark now, but there would be more fireworks. It was the 4th of July, after all. He reeled the line back in and grabbed his tackle box. Then he crossed the highway and climbed into his truck. Just a fisherman finishing up for the day. He still had a few minutes before the pickup would happen, but he remained calm, cool, almost numb. In approximately 60 minutes, he would kill a man. Wayland Pike watched the fireworks show and waited. 2. Jana Waters gazed into her almost empty glass of vodka. She bit her lip and then drank the rest before sliding it across the bar and standing. "Leaving us so soon, Miss Waters?" the bartender asked with a tease in his voice. On a normal night, Jana might blow the handsome young lad a kiss. What was his name? Keith? Kenny? She couldn't remember. But tonight her heart wasn't in it. "Will you be here tomorrow?" he asked. Jana blinked, managing to find her patented fake smile. "If you're lucky." "Yes, ma'am," he said, his face blushing. Jana turned and walked toward the exit. Fire by the Lake was a restaurant that sat right on Lake Guntersville off Highway 69. It had been one of her favorite haunts for years, even before the ownership changed. She felt eyes on her as she strode toward the door. That was nothing new. Jana Waters always left awake, coming and going. She walked to her car, keeping her shoulders back and eyes forward. The wind off the lake was warm and sticky. When she reached her Mercedes SUV, she gazed out at the blacktop, glaring at the huge billboard that hugged the edge of the road. "Injured at work? Get rich." Below the tasteless slogan was her brother's smiling face and the message to call an equally crude telephone number, 1-800-GET-RICH, for legal services. She hadn't seen Jason in 3 years, but he was never very far from her thoughts because she passed at least 5 of these monstrosities every time she drove anywhere. Guntersville to Boaz on Highway 431, I-65 all the way to the beach, hell, even Lusk Road past Signal Point to Alder Springs. It didn't matter. Jason's billboards were everywhere, and in each of the highway posters he flashed his bleach-whitened teeth and dirty blonde stubble, which some woman, probably his trashy ex-wife or his bitchy law partner, must have told him looked cool. Jana thought he looked ridiculous, and she'd told him as much the last time they'd spoken. She'd told him a lot of things then, and he'd fired some choice words back. Seeing him now smiling down at her as if he were enjoying the crisis she was in made her want to vomit. She stuck her middle finger at the advertisement and slid into the driver's seat. Before starting the car, she sucked in a deep breath and felt her heart rate speed up. She glanced at the clock on the dash. 8:55 p.m. The meeting was supposed to happen at 9. As she backed up her vehicle and turned for the exit, she glanced out the window at the dark water and full moon. A cascade of Roman candles lit up the sky, followed by the machine gun sound of God knew how many other kinds of fireworks. It was the 4th of July. She should be sitting on the screened porch of her home on Buck Island, watching the show with her husband and daughters. Maybe walking down to the dock for a better look. Grilling dogs and burgers. Listening to Darius Rucker or Kenny Chesney or some other lake-appropriate artist. Maybe the girls could have had friends over. Or perhaps a boyfriend. Jana felt her eyes welling up, and she ground her teeth, refusing to wipe away the tears. She glared at the billboard of her brother again. She would not be weak. That had never been her style, and it wouldn't be now. She pulled the Mercedes onto Highway 69 and accelerated east toward town. As the strip mall drew near, she clicked the right turn blinker and pulled into the lot. She parked under an unlit street lamp. 10 seconds later, the passenger side door opened, and a man climbed inside. He smelled of mint chewing gum with the slightest tinge of body odor. Jana fought the urge to gag. "Ready?" he asked. Jana tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come. She glanced at him, nodded, and edged out of the space. Seconds